When you click on the subscribe button below this video, you'll see a little bell. Click on the bell and you'll get future notifications. Why are you here today? You're here because I told you you could get 60 leads in 90 minutes. This is true. Is it going to work? Maybe. Has it worked for me? It has. Every time I try it? No. Okay. But if you get even a few leads today, that's a few leads more than you had yesterday. So it's all good, right? If you wait to the end, if you wait until the end, I'm going to give you one of my workshops, my on-demand training workshops that's not available on YouTube. It's free for you. You're in it for 7 days. And I talk about what is a squeeze page, the types of squeeze pages you can create. I demonstrate each one, how to post and boost on Facebook, and how to even get support for your Facebook business advertising account if you need it. So if you wait till the end, I'm going to give you that. Some of you who follow me, you know some of the stories I'm going to tell, and I'm sorry. But if you don't, it'll be new to you. And if you follow me and you know my stories, that means you just really, really love me because you've heard me say it a million times. Okay, well, I'm going to say a couple of new things. All right, are you ready? Did you know that NAR says only about 1% of your online leads are going to convert? So that means, for 100 leads, you might get one deal. How does that feel to you? Good, bad, fine, you knew that. You don't know how you feel. I'm curious how you feel. Let's put it in the chat. People feel yikes, ugh. That's like a lot of work. Okay, exhausting, too much time invested for very little reward. Yes, it's standard, but it's a reality. Yeah, okay. So now we know that. So that statistic is very discouraging, but I disagree with it. If that makes you feel any better, my experience is better. And so here, but here's the other side of this is that NAR also says an online leads incubation period is about 6 to 24 months. Okay, so that means if you get an online lead, it could be 6 to 24 months before that lead does anything. So how does that make you feel? What do you think of that? Scott says, oh, he's converted about 3%. Okay. Okay. So people feeling a little bit better about, that, okay, I get an online lead but it might convert. So I might have a decent amount convert within 6 to 24 months. So that feels better to you. Okay, good. I like it. There's hope. There is hope at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it is time consuming. So I'm going to say that statistic is mostly true. And I'm going to say some online leads will be right now leads, but most will need some time. So when I'm talking about online leads, I'm not talking about Zillow leads. Okay, I'm talking about a variety of online leads that you generate. I'm not just talking about Zillow. I'm talking about online leads you collect from Facebook. Somebody visits your website. They visit your blog post and they end up on your website and they register on your website. They register on a squeeze page. They ask for the instant home value. You're collecting these leads over time. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Online leads. They could be leads you purchase from realtor.com or Zillow. They could be leads you purchase through boosts. Okay, so I'm talking about an average all around. Okay, so this is where I tell my repeat story, but it's a good one. Let me tell you my next door story. In 2018, I followed somebody else at Epique Realty who suggested this little strategy. I'm going to tell it to you and I'll share it with you. Now it's using Nextdoor. Nextdoor is a app and also, a desktop. There's a desktop version like Facebook and there's also an app. So it's called Nextdoor. It's sort of like Facebook for neighbors. People are driving too fast on our street. They forgot to pick up the garbage. I have a lost cat. This is that kind of stuff. You can claim your free business page as well. You can sponsor a zip code. You can post and share as a neighbor, like recommend contractors and stuff. So this is Nextdoor. So I was using Nextdoor, but just really as a neighbor at the time. And this was suggested. Try creating a seller squeeze page, posting it in Nextdoor as a neighbor. But if you sponsor a zip code, maybe try it there too, see which works best. And say, a lot of my friends asked me about the value of their home, so I thought I'd share this handy little tool, and you can try it out for yourself. Enjoy. So I did that. 3 days later, I had 150 leads. That was super fun. And my notifications on my phone were ding, 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 kvCore lead, kvCore lead. And I was like, wow, this is so fun. Getting leads is so neat. Got so many leads. Okay. I didn't do a damn thing with them. Sure didn't. I didn't do a damn thing with them. I thought getting leads was fun and that was it. I didn't have any processes set up for them. I mean, they were on a campaign maybe, but the problem is a lot of these leads that came in that just had an address. And so you might say, well, Sylvia, if it's only an address, I don't have a phone number or an email, how is that a good lead? How is that an online lead? I'm going to tell you, those are the best ones, number one. But a lot of them were just addresses. Some had emails, some also had phone numbers. And so after about 2 months, this was kind of, I think it was like May or June when I got the leads initially. And then it was like maybe July, end of July, I cleaned them all up. And I realized I had some duplicates. And why did I have duplicates? Well, some people, when they request their instant home value on your kvCore website, they put in their address, and then they're like, oh, I gotta provide my phone number or my email in order to get that estimate. I don't feel like it. But the good news, when they do that, you still have the address. That's a beautiful thing. And then people kind of change their minds, they'll come back in, and then it might create a duplicate. So I realized I had some duplicates. So at the end of that effort and cleaning things up, I realized I had 98 leads ultimately out of that 150. Still didn't do anything with them. Didn't do a damn thing. Then in December, first week of December, I had calendars. I had my calendar, my holiday calendar I was going to send out to the world. And I'm like, oh, I know. I am going to go into RPR. I am going to create a property flyer for each property and give them their estimated home value from RPR and write them a little message. And then I'll fold that up and I'll stick it in the envelope that I'm sending the calendars with. And then they're going to love it. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. I'm going to get so many clients. That's what I thought. And then, so as I did that process through RPR, guess what? I found that 18 of those 98 leads, 18 of them had just listed, were pending listings, or had just sold. When did I get those leads? About 5-ish months before that. So that's when I got super excited. I'm like, oh, there's actual business in here. It's not just like a pretend thing. Neato. So I decided to get excited about kvCore a little bit more. And so I found that 18% of the seller leads I got were going to list and sell their home within 6 months of me receiving that lead. And so it doesn't mean that I'm going to get the listing because I got to work for that. I didn't get any of those 18 listings. Now, from that pile of leads, I did get some listings after the fact. But man, if I would have worked it right up front, I mean, come on, people. So, I beat myself up about that every day. Let's see if I see there's some comments in here. A lot of people are like, Nextdoor, they're going to remove the post, and that's probably true nowadays. In 2018, I think it was a little easier, although some people, sometimes, as people caught on, like, they'd get it removed. But some people said, well, I got removed, but I still got 20 leads. Okay. Or I got 10 leads. I mean, or my account was suspended for a week. Who cares? You could sponsor an ad you could sponsor a zip code as well and try it. So also I want to introduce you to Alex. Alex Huffman was on the eXp Agent Advisory Council with me. We served 2 years in our we were 12 of us, and Alex, and my term was up at the end of December. And he said, yeah, I do pretty well with kvCore. He said, last year I made about $100,000 in GCI just from kvCore leads. And you know, he had, you know, consistently been converting transactions from kvCore, and his minimum ad spend was $250 a month through a program in kvCore called an ad program you can purchase called Facebook AI retargeting for $250 a month. Okay, so there's real business in here. So let's talk about, what does this tell you? And it's based on a couple little stories. You've got to have systems in place. Systems in place is essential. And here's the other thing, people. You have to understand and control your own systems. You just do. Does it mean you have to understand it and control it forever and ever? I mean, maybe if you're a big shot, eventually you can hire people to do it for you. But I'm going to tell you, if you are poor, you're a struggling agent, you know, you're just trying to leverage your tools, you know, you've got to do this stuff. And I don't care if you have to be up in the middle of the night, all night working. That's what I did. And that's what you're going to have to do. Okay. That's what you're going to have to do to learn it. Okay. And so a couple of things: speed to the lead. You should be following up that new lead within 5 to 15 minutes. So that's one way. Follow up, get to them. I teach this in kvCore Happy Hour, 3 by 3 by 3, 3 calls, 3 texts, 3 emails within the first 3 days. Most of this can be automated in kvCore. You need to show that you're a motivated agent by going that extra mile. If you want a motivated buyer, why don't you show that you're a motivated agent? Okay, try that. So the way you're going to show that is not only having the systems automated, things are happening, but you as a person, because you're a human being, how can you show that you're a motivated agent besides having this automation? You can customize your follow-up. You can send out mailers. You can create authentic content. I mean, you're creating a newsletter that you're going to send out in an email, or a blog post that you're going to send out. Not that you copied and pasted from Keeping Current Matters. That's not authentic. That's not you. That's not showing that you're motivated. That doesn't provide any real value for somebody. Okay, so you're going to do authentic content. You do drop-bys. If you have an address, you can go to the address. You can send video messages. So these are some things you can do to go extra, okay, and actually try to convert. But this is not a conversion workshop or presentation. This is about getting the leads in the first place. Let's get real for a minute. I know I'm yelling at you, and I'm going to yell at you some more. All right. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you, and you have seen, there's real business that comes through kvCore that you're missing, either because you're not following up. Because I know I can preach to the choir. This is me. I'm talking to myself here. I'm cured now a bit. I'm cured now. But in the beginning, I wasn't cured. I didn't know. Okay. I didn't do it. So that's why I know I can say this to you. So either you're not following up, or you're just not following strategies. You're not implementing strategies to get the new leads, or strategies to convert the old ones. You're just not doing it. You just want things to come to you. And the thing is that leads and transactions don't fall from the sky. I mean, maybe sometimes, but not enough to keep your pipeline full and, you know, keep food on the table and keep your bills paid. You have to actually work it. So you have to work diligently to follow up. You've got to create a playbook for yourself that works for you. This includes setting up your systems that you know, that you understand, and that you control. Okay. Here's my diatribe. You have to ask yourself, do you deserve leads, whether they're free or paid? Do you deserve them? Well, what am I asking you here? Of course, Sylvia, don't make me feel so bad. I deserve good things. Of course you do. Yes. Say that affirmation. I deserve good things. I deserve good things. You do. Say that affirmation, and then be the person, be the agent that actually does deserve leads. So what do I mean? Does your own sphere of influence, like the people in your phone, your cousin, your person, you know, that you used to work with a couple of years ago, the person you go to church with, do they know that you're a busy agent, even though you might not be busy with selling real estate yet? You're busy. Okay. Do they know you're busy? That you are credible because you know your stuff. Are you learning? Are you showing what you're learning, what you know? And are you showing that you're reputable? You know, and really all you have to do is tell people that. You guys, all you have to do is tell that story. You know, is it true? It's gonna be true. So start telling that story, putting it out there. Okay. And then show your sphere of influence that you're motivated to work with them and motivated to help them. And you're on top of it with them. And then I will decide, yes, you deserve leads. Okay. Now, the other thing I want you to do is I want you to understand that kvCore is a tool to convert your leads in your database. It's not a lead source in itself. I've had people say, oh, I'm going to quit Zillow and just use kvCore. Okay. Like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean you're just going to use kvCore? Like, because it's a tool, it's a vehicle. So it's a vehicle. It's not the actual destination. Here's a little tip. 5 plus 5 plus 5. Ready? 5 plus 5 plus 5. I want you to choose 5 lead sources to focus on. This is my very first managing broker told me. He's like, choose five sources. You know, networking, you know, door knocking, FSBOs, you know, a specific lead source. You know, he didn't say, oh, you didn't say your database, that CRM that we gave you here at Coldwell Banker. That's not your lead source. Okay. Now your sphere of influence can be a lead source. Okay. But you're going to choose 5 lead sources that you're going to put into kvCore, leverage with kvCore. Okay. You're also going to find 5 ways that you can follow up with leads. What do I mean by that? Texting is one way. Automation with text and you know, like voicemail drop, that kind of thing. Video messages is another way. Mailing stuff out, door knocking, sending valuable content in like email newsletters, events, inviting, showing value. There's different ways that you can follow up with your leads. And then commit to work in your CRM 5 days a week. I don't care if it's for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, but commit to visiting and logging into kvCore 5 times a week at least. If you're doing that already, great. If you're not, and you're not really working in your database and seeing what's going on there and responding to people and trying to drum up some action every day, that's a problem. You need to be doing that. Another thing to get real about, converting online leads is going to be a long haul effort. So just deal with it. You can realistically convert 1 deal from your next 60 leads in six months, I think. And the other thing I want to say is be a messy cook. I'm a really messy cook. I'm a super messy cook. Like, I mean, like sometimes I don't even know what I'm cooking half the time. I'm just like, here's all these ingredients. I'm going to make stuff. And I start making stuff and I start throwing stuff around and spices and stuff's all over. Things are on the floor. You know, it's messy, but it usually comes out pretty good. Most of the time, sometimes it's a disaster, but usually it's pretty good. And I do it before I even have the recipe or even know what the recipe is. So I'm telling you, yes, I'm telling you, you want to have systems in place. You want to know your recipes, your playbooks. I'm saying that. But I'm also saying, don't wait, you know, start right now, just be messy and then clean it up as you go. Because so many of you are like waiting to have your systems in place before you do anything. And I'm not trying to tell you to do that. So I'm going to give you 5 tactics to generate 60 leads with kvCore today. Let's start with, I'm going to teach you 5 tactics, but let's talk about some tools that you need. And that is a single property squeeze page that you're going to create in kvCore and a seller squeeze page that you're going to create in kvCore. These are the ones that you want to leverage the most. These are the 2 squeeze pages that you can create in kvCore that are going to give you the most leads the fastest, and they're the strongest, and they're the quickest. You might be saying, well, Sylvia, I don't even know how to create a post of a squeeze page. Like, I don't even know how to create a squeeze page. In fact, I don't even know what a squeeze page is. If that's you, that's okay. Because guess what? If you wait till the end, until the end, I'm going to give you one of my workshops, my on-demand training workshops that's not available on YouTube. It's free for you. You're in it for 7 days. And I talk about what is a squeeze page, the types of squeeze pages you can create. I demonstrate each one, how to post and boost on Facebook, and how to even get support for your Facebook business advertising account if you need it. So if you wait till the end, I'm going to give you that. So this is not going to be a class where I show you this is how you create a squeeze page, and then this is how you post it and boost it. I'm just going to give you the training because I have so much other things to tell you here. I told you, that you got a couple tools that we're going to use. We're going to use the single property squeeze page and the seller squeeze page. And then the 3 lead sources we're going to focus on just for this one day to try to get leads today. And I know a lot of you said, oh, and this happens to me on Nextdoor, and oh, Nextdoor is so mean to me. Fine. Don't have to try it if you don't want to, but we're going to try 3 lead sources for today, just today's training. Facebook. Now, some of you would tell me, I've had people say, if you preach to me that I need a Facebook business page, I'm not going to take your training. Okay. Because I am preaching it. I mean, you don't have to listen to me. I mean, nobody has to listen to me, for God's sakes, please. But you need one. Okay. So Facebook, Google, and Nextdoor. Now, Nextdoor, a lot of you mentioned, and I don't have time to talk about this right now, you can claim a free business page on Nextdoor. You can also choose to sponsor a zip code, and you can be a neighbor and provide value. You can also create your own groups in Nextdoor. Anyway, these are 3 lead sources we're going to focus on: Facebook, Google, and Nextdoor. Okay. Let's talk about the lead gen tactic number 1. You are going to create a single property squeeze page, and then you're going to post it to your Facebook business page, or maybe you have a community page. I have both. Then you're also going to boost the post. A lot of people get confused with like, oh, I need to know Facebook lead forms, or I need to know how to zap from my Facebook lead form and zap that to kvCore. You don't need any of that. No. If you want to do all that, great. We're not doing that. I don't ever do that. I never do that. Personally, never, ever. Okay. But lots of people do it. I don't do it. So you don't need to do that. You're simply going to create the squeeze page. You're going to post it on your business page or community page. You're going to boost it yourself. You're going to boost it. You're not going to pay for property boost, $60. You're going to boost this yourself from your own business page or community page. You're going to spend between $5 and $15 for maybe 2 days, and you're probably going to get 12 to 25 leads. So here's one I did recently. Some of you might have been on a training when I did this one. I did it recently. And on my Facebook business page, it says, this one's hot, new construction in Hudsonville. So I made the little emojis and the check boxes, and I followed all my state compliance. What I'm supposed to do when I'm promoting a different brokerage's lead listing. I did what I was supposed to do according to my compliance. So just know what your state laws are. I don't know what they are. I only know what my state laws are. So I did what I was supposed to do. I boosted it, and you can see I reached almost 3,000 people. I engaged 659 people, and I got like 25 leads from this. I spent about $14, I think it was. So I like that I got the reach, and I like that I got the engagement. That's even though I might not have gotten a lead from every one of those people, because 456 people clicked. Okay, but 25 actually gave me their information. That's okay. I want the people that actually were motivated enough to look at the pictures that actually give you their information. Those are the ones I want. I don't want all those other ones. Oh, John, no, immediate. He's asking me, do you 1 click for information or 2? You're going to get my training. What you're going to do is at the end, you're going to stay to the end, and I'm going to give you my Xanadu workshop where I teach you how to create squeeze pages and post and boost. And you're going to Do what I say, and you're going to do immediate registration. Okay. That's tactic 1. Tactic 2. You are going to create and post a single property squeeze page on your Facebook or your community page. And then you're going to share that post for free to multiple community groups, at least once per week. Now I have this is what we're going to be talking about on Monday, about sharing to groups, joining groups, creating groups, having a community page versus a business page. We're going to talk about that kvCore happy hour on Monday. Okay. You will average, what you'll do is you'll be joining groups either as yourself, or if you can join as your business page, you'll join a group that way. If you can join as a community page, you'll join that way. It depends if you have a community page. And then once you can see the types of groups I have listed here, like one's TC home sales and rentals, one's homes for sale or rent in Michigan. You know, they're going to allow me to post because they're that type of group. Okay. But there's other groups too, like community event groups. But anyway, so you're going to spend nothing on this except for time and effort, and you're going to get an average of 2 leads a day on average. Now, when you do the initial activity, you might get a bunch at one time, and then here and there, a couple will trickle in, and then it'll just kind of stop. And then you post again, and then a bunch happens, and then they start trickling in, and then kind of stop. So it becomes like an average of 2 a day, free. Oops. I screwed up here. Wait, 1, 2, 3. It's okay. I got another one for you. I realized that I missed a slide, but it's okay. I got one for you, so don't worry. So this 3 is missing, but I will show you 3 in a minute. All right. So we're just going to call this lead gen tactic number 4. Know that 3 is going to go to the last one. Just make more sense. This is where we're going to do seller squeeze pages. You're going to create your seller squeeze page, and let's try it on Nextdoor. I mean, what is the worst that can happen? You've got your own business page you're going to claim for free, and see if you used to not be able to post anything there unless you paid for a zip code, but people are telling me recently, oh, they're letting you post some things for free. Great, give it a shot. If you do pay for a zip code, you can definitely post this. If you don't, and you're just sharing as a neighbor, give it a shot. I mean, what is the worst thing that could happen? They might suspend your account for a week. Who cares? That's my take. All right. Better to ask forgiveness than permission, so to speak. Now, in my neighborhood that I live in now, it's an actual real estate brokerage down the street, a small company. They're the ones that started my neighborhood. So I know if I posted there, they're probably going to be after me and shut my stuff up. And that's one trick. If you're in an area where there is no Nextdoor set up, be the agent that becomes the founder of your neighborhood, FYI. Okay, anyway, so you're going to create and post a seller squeeze page on Nextdoor. Do it as a neighbor or a sponsor or both. You're going to get between 25 and 150 leads in 3 days. And you're going to say something like this. A lot of my friends ask me about the value of their home, so I thought I'd share this handy little tool. Follow the link and your address to get your instant home value. Enjoy. Something like that. See what happens. Indulge me. Okay. Just see what happens. So I've got some of my, I did this initial activity in 2018, and these leads are still in my system. And I really value these leads. These are the leads that after a year or 3 years have contacted me and say, okay, I'm ready to list my house now. It's like, it feels like, they were a free lead, number one, but it definitely feels like an extra free lead. It almost feels like a referral that I don't have to pay somebody for, because now I these people on my database, they're getting value from me. They're hearing from me. They're getting property alerts. They're getting their instant home value. I'm sending them stuff once in a while on my calendar and stuff. And they're visiting my website now and then. I really value these leads I got from 2018. And they still generate business for me. Okay. So just give it a shot. Okay. Lead tactic number 5. And then I'll go to number 3. All right. Create and post a seller squeeze page on Google My Business. So hopefully you have a Google My Business page. and you're going to create an ad. You're going to create an ad. You're going to spend $100 in 1 month. You can give that a shot. You can cancel it anytime. And it's going to say something about what's my home worth, you know, Kent County home values, Grand Rapids home values, whatever you want. Say a few little things, link that to your seller squeeze page and get some leads with that. You will convert with that too. So I've told you a few things about how to get some buyer leads and some seller leads. And I'm going to go to number 3. And I'm so sorry I didn't put that slide on here, but I'm going to find it. And I'm going to share this one as my number 3. But in this one, it shows as number 4, but whatever. You're going to leverage Zillow to get some free leads today. How are you going to do that? Well, I don't think Zillow has the make me move anymore, but you can still see FSBOs, and you can find, guess who you can find? The property owner's phone number. And now it's kind of interesting. It depends on your state laws. You actually, I'm not sure if this is true for all states, but in Michigan, and a lot of people don't know this or don't follow the rules, but in Michigan, according to our advertising laws, it might be an R thing. I don't know. You're not actually supposed to call FSBOs unless you actually have a buyer. Did you know that? I actually just learned that. And I was like, cool. Well, my training still works. Okay. So, but because there's no rule against texting them or mailing them stuff. Okay. So, but what you're going to do is you're going to find these Zillow leads that are for sale by owners. You're going to find them, and you can see down here, like it says, who property owner, boop, boop, boop. And then you can go into RPR, find out the person's name, put them in your CRM, kvCore CRM, and set them up on like a text or call, or sorry, text only campaign. And I actually have a training for that. And I am going to include that at the end. So there's 5 tactics I gave you. Okay. Let me see what you have to say about that. Nice. Deborah said she just got a $600,000 listing from texting a FSBO. That's awesome. So Will, what auto program do I use to offer instant home value? My kvCore website. I have a landing page, and you do too if you have kvCore, of what's my home worth. Kelly, do we need to verify the property on our squeeze page remains available, or does it drop when our MLS notes has been sold? It depends. Kelly's asking about if a property that's active, if it becomes sold, does it drop? Yes. And I think for everybody, I don't think kvCore has sold data, so it just says it's off the market. My MLS still allows me to show pending deals though. So I just gave you, this is what we ran through. I kind of told you, number 1, wait till the end, and I am going to give you my lead generation workshop from Xanadu. Okay, so to teach you how to create squeeze pages, what a squeeze page is, how to post and boost on Facebook and the way I've taught you. And that's going to give you enough to move forward. Okay, and that's going to be available to you for 7 days. All right, so just wait a minute. Then I gave you tactics, talked about creating the squeeze pages for properties, promoting properties on your Facebook business page or community page and boosting it. Then I talked about sharing that post into Facebook groups, community groups. And then I talked about a seller squeeze page that you're going to post on Nextdoor, as well as creating a Google ad. So free and cheap ways I've given you. And then we also talked about using Zillow, grabbing FSBOs and creating a text campaign for them. And I do have a training on this. I'm going to share it with you. It's on YouTube. I'm going to share it with you, so no worries. All right. So now I just want to say, in order to have success with lead generation, here's what you got to do. You have to set up your kvCore with correct optimization. That's step 1. That's going to help you. So I was in Cabo, and I met a guy, and he came up to me and was like, "Oh, Sylvia, I got your setup, and I'm out of production myself. But I don't even really do anything with kvCore, but I do generate some leads with it. And just from what you set up for me basically doing nothing, I get about 60 leads a month doing nothing. And I just refer those out to my team." And so he was excited about that. He's doing like basically nothing, but his setup is strong enough, and he has enough tools that he's able to just, kind of organically get these leads. So having your kvCore set up with the correct optimization is important. Then I'm going to challenge you with this. Know the system. how it works, and be highly trained. So it's your real estate agent, right? And so I have real estate agents say, oh, I'm a real estate agent. I'm not a tech person. Well, okay. When you became a real estate agent, did you have to learn how to get on the phone and call people? Yes, you did. You had to learn how to prospect. That is another skill set. And so I'm challenging you. You need a skill set of knowing how to work your own CRM, your own marketing platform. Does that mean you have to be the one doing it all the time? No. But I had somebody else on one of my trainings recently, and she's like, well, she's a brand new agent, hasn't sold really any real estate yet, got invited to an investor group so she can be the realtor who helps investors find homes to flip. And she, has this idea, like trying to create like some sort of marketing campaign to get those leads, convert them, have a campaign that reaches out to them. But, she's like, who can I hire to make this happen? It's like, hire yourself. That's what I say. Hire yourself to make this happen. Build, what is that campaign? What kind of value are you going to provide these investors? What are you going to do for them? What are you going to show them that's going to make them want to work with you? You have to know that and decide that and be the founder of that. And then when you get fancy, then, and the system's in place, then hire people to make it happen. But I feel like you need to know how this thing works because you want to control it. Like even I'll tell you, my assistant now who helps me with all my social media, I feel a little bit out of the loop. I feel like, shoot, I don't even know how she's doing some of this anymore. Like I'm the one who taught her how to do it, but how is it even like I'm out of touch? Like I have to get back into it because just not that I have to do it all the time, but I have to know what's happening. You got to know your stuff in order so they can teach somebody else. Like I have a lot of people too. They're like, oh, who's a VA can hire to run my kvCore for me? Well, what do you want them to do? How you don't even know what you want to do. How can you manage a VA to tell them to do stuff in your kvCore and you don't even know what to do. You have to know what to do. Okay, I'm done yelling at you. All right, have processes in place, both automatic and manual, to implement for each lead. So, yes, most things can be automated, but you are still a person, right? And we are in a people business still, to some extent anyway. I mean, during the pandemic in Michigan, I didn't have to even go meet a person at all. I could just sell them a house without them ever seeing it. It was amazing. So we know that can happen, but I still was a person behind the scenes doing the work, talking to them on the phone, doing Zooms, that kind of thing. You're still a person. Have processes in place, both automatic and manual, to implement for each lead. And then consistently perform daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly lead gen tactics so you can grow your database and build your pipeline. All right. It's taken me years to learn this. Okay. I did not just wake up one day and say, I know what to do. Am I a little bit older? So I have experience? Yes. So I had that going for me. Have I been in sales for years before? Yes. Before I became a real estate agent, I sold cars. I was a newspaper reporter. I taught high school for 7 years. I have like 3 or 4 degrees. I don't even know. So I have some experience that I've brought with me. But when it came to kvCore, I never used kvCore before. Did I have some tech ideas? And I'm the type of person who will just kind of push through till I'll learn something. Yes. But it's taken me years to learn everything about kvCore, and I don't know everything. In fact, it changes all the time. It's like Facebook business pages change all the time. It's really hard to keep up with. However, I've learned a lot, and there's so much I haven't told you about lead generation and just the bigger picture of everything. I haven't had time, okay, in this 1 hour that I'm trying to get through. But you can benefit from my years of digging into this so that you can have success much sooner than I did. And how? Let me tell you quickly my kvCore coaching story. And don't forget, I'm going to give you the free Xanadu workshop at the end. So I was helping agents learn kvCore in the beginning in 2018, but I was non-committal. Why did I do it? I started doing it because I saw some other agents just really complaining about kvCore. And I hate that. I hate when agents complain. It's like nails on a chalkboard. And so I started just doing Zooms, like, hey guys, I'm going to do a Zoom. We're going to figure it out together. It's what I called it. Let's figure it out together. These Zooms, I'd literally be like, stop, data showing appointment. Oh, quick, I got to hop on the Zoom. I told everyone I was going to do this. Stop at a coffee shop. start teaching kvCore and a Zoom, in the car while I'm at this coffee shop stealing their internet, and then go back to another showing. I was doing that kind of stuff then in 2018. And then people are like, hey, can you record this? Can you put it on YouTube? And I was like, oh man, I don't have time for that. And it just kind of turned into this thing. And then I started doing like how to set up your kvCore. Like I put that on YouTube. I'm like, I'll just put this on there, and then agents can just follow it and do it. And then people are like, can you just set my kvCore up for me? It's just so hard. And so I'm like, I resisted for so long. And finally I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And then I started setting up people's kvCore and coaching agents in 2019. 2020, hired my first couple techs to help me start doing the setups because I didn't have any time, because I'm like, I got to sell some real estate. These people are killing me. so I started doing that, and I was not charging enough to do what I do. And I wasn't even all in with kvCore yet, you guys. I was non-committal to kvCore. What do I mean by that? Well, I hadn't put all of my leads in kvCore yet. Like all my database, my sphere. I hadn't even done all that yet. I didn't want to purchase a smart number. It took me a long time to finally do that. I was still using another CRM called Realty Juggler, because that's what I was using before when I was at Coldwell Banker, and I was afraid to let it go for some reason. And I just wasn't all in with it. And then finally I realized that kvCore on its own, as it stood by itself, was a credible and effective lead generation tool, lead conversion tool, and lead nurture tool for my own real estate business. So I finally caved. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm in. So it took me a long time. And then I had to embrace the reality that I was like this kvCore trainer or real estate coach. I'd go to events and say, oh yeah, that's Sylvia Dana. She's a real estate coach. I'm like, I'm not a coach. It's crazy talk. But I've embraced this now. And so what I do is I coach agents on using kvCore, digital marketing strategies, lead generation strategies, conversion strategies. And I happen to offer an incredible kvCore setup that goes along with it. I now have 11 employees. I have a company called the Sylvia System, and I still sell real estate. I'm a team leader, and I still individually sell real estate on my own as well, about 25 deals a year, doing all the other stuff I do too. So I think that's pretty good. You might know of my Presto kvCore setup package that I've been offering for a long time. I'm no longer offering that. It's done. Not offering it. Here's what I am offering. An all new program. Okay. All new program. Now, what I used to do, you'd purchase the setup, and then, hey, you can come to my live coaching, you take my on-demand training, and what would happen is a lot of people would, they were all about like the setup, but they didn't really want to learn it. And that doesn't make sense to me. But they just wanted to set up, and then they treated me and my staff like we're tech support people, and not coaches. And that's what we really are. I'm really a coach. I'm a trainer coach. And so I am embracing that now. And that's what it is now. The other thing we used to do, you got the setup and people like, oh, can I have custom widgets? Oh, can you give me a newsletter? Can I have more campaigns? So here's what you're going to get with my all new coaching program. I decided, okay, what if in this all new coaching program, I could offer like my done for you website setup that I've always done, that's even a little better. Okay, where we customize and optimize everything in your settings, and we refresh everything, make it look better. We improve the SEO and the functionality and keywords, and we do like kvCore is glitchy a little bit, so we always have to submit support tickets on the agent's behalf to like fix things, make sure the MLS is, all the data from the MLS is pulling the right listings and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so we do all of this, all these things, set it up so it's nice. But now with our new setup, you're gonna get, everybody gets custom widgets. Everybody gets custom widgets for you, custom widgets for you, custom widgets for you. Y'all get them. Okay, it's not a separate add-on. You get them. So because what are custom widgets, that's like on the front of your website, and I'll show you, you do like featured areas. So like these are custom widgets, market reports, new construction, waterfront properties blog. These don't come like this from kvCore directly. We customize that. Like, you know, I want to really showcase waterfront properties and new construction on my website, for example. So I did that. Or maybe you want to do something like featured areas. Okay, so that's that. You're also going to get a custom newsletter. So this has been an add-on in the past where, you know, we create a beautiful banner that matches your branding, your logo, we design the template, like where are you going to put your picture or a video message? Where are you going to write your message? What lead generating links do you want in there to bring people back to your website? Those are like evergreen links. Get your instant home value, search for properties in this price range, whatever. I'm going to kind of lay it all out and then teach you how to update it each time to send it with authentic content, your authentic content each time. Okay. And so you're going to get that automatically. It's not an add-on, just part of it. Okay. You're also going to get drip campaign installation with all my campaigns, all of them. Just there's no campaign plus add-on, just all my campaigns. And I'm actually throwing in a couple more. One of them is the FSBO text only campaign I talked about. One of them is my 3x3x3 buyer lead campaign that I talked about. Lead revival campaign, a home buyer credit education campaign, expired seller campaign. You're going to get all these campaigns. Okay. I don't even know how many there are, but there's a lot, 15 or something. And then you're going to get a lead generation launch kit to just get you started. Like, here's some leads. Here's some squeeze pages to get started with, start posting them, and now start practicing creating your own. You're going to get that. But then the most valuable part is really what I think is world-class training coaching. So I'm just starting out now. I'm playing with it. I beta tested it as Facebook groups. Facebook group, you're gonna have a private Facebook group. This is a central hub for all the coaching resources and collaboration. So you don't miss when things are, when the live coaching sessions is, if you have a quick question, other people in the group can help you answer, like you're doing in the chat right now. Where you know, any updates that are happening with kvCore, I can share in there. Any needs I see that I can kind of get a pulse on. I now have hired more staff to go through those Facebook groups and help, you know, gauge what the needs are and who has questions. So the Facebook group in itself is private and exclusive to those who are in this coaching program. You also get the review course. Is about 3 hours of training that explain, this is what we did for your setup, step by step. Here's all the campaigns we gave you and how to leverage them. This is, you know, the lead generation tools we created for you. This is, you know, how to understand exactly what we did and make changes on your own. And then, by the way, this is how you use kvCore, the basics, you know, how to use the CRM, how to add contacts, importing, exporting, how to use kvCore with your sphere, and nurture your sphere, just like all the basics of what you want to know, how to edit a campaign if you don't like it and modify it, trigger a campaign with a custom campaign that you create with a squeeze page, like how to do all this stuff. So it's got on-demand training and my entire on-demand training library, really. And then weekly coaching sessions. And I'm going to do about five a month. So there's going to be one regular that happens that you can access recordings to if you can't come, or come live. And then a kind of one that's offered on a Sunday. So one's going to be Wednesdays at noon every week. And then one's going to be one second Sunday of every month at 4, so that there's lots of opportunities for you to come. And then you're going to have VIP Achiever membership to my Sylvia System app. What do I have in this? All my best kvCore training, kind of in one place, even my best stuff that I think from YouTube in one place. I'm also creating a mentor series there, like how to build your real estate business. So it's like a mentor in a box. EXP agent launch kit I'm building there, but everything for kvCore is done. It's already there, ready for you. You get full access to that. It's just part of it. My on-demand training library, which includes all my Genie in a Bottle, Summer Jam Xanadu, also all my free classes. And then you get free access to all my other coaching programs, including kvCore Blast Off, which is completely beginners. And every month I rotate it with just the same kind of beginning basic information. And then kvCore Happy Hour, you also have access to, because that's now going to be a paid program. So that's what you're going to get. And you can start today. How much do you think it costs? Like to get a setup that's world-class, the best setup available. A lot of people call me and say, oh, a little bit, I'm already kind of set up. No, you're not. You don't have my setup. Even what I teach for free on YouTube, you have a good setup, but it's not my real setup. So I'm curious. And then all of the coaching and training that you're in access to, how much is that worth to you? So it's $199, you guys. $199 is how much it is. $199 a month. Okay. $199 a month is what it's going to cost. And you can get started right now. 12 months. Why? Because you need to learn how to use this thing, and you need collaboration, you need coaching, you need help. And I'm worth that. And I probably should charge even twice of what I'm charging, honestly, right now. But this, I want to make it affordable for everybody. It's $199 a month, and you can save if you want to pay it all up front, and you're going to get everything. Okay. Now, if you've already gotten a setup for me, I don't want you to do anything yet. You are going to be offered something to come into this new program. If you just got your setup recently, don't worry. I want the people that got their setup for me not to worry yet. Okay, you're going to hear about what's going to be available to you soon. This page is everything that's included, step by step, all of it, and it's not just about the setup. Okay, and I wish I could show you behind the scenes what my techs go through to do some of your setups. It is like hell on earth. Some of you decide, oh, I'm going to change my domain today, like in the middle of the setup, and then we have to start over. Some of you are like, you belong to the wrong MLS somehow, and then we have to like work with you and your broker and Epique Realty tech support to help you figure that out. And then, I mean, it's a lot that we're doing. We're not, and the setup that we're doing is so comprehensive. You really need to take advantage of my training. My training is what you need to take advantage of. And so that's what you're going to get with my world-class coaching and training. And you're going to be able to tap into that every week, twice a week. I mean, it's in live, or get the recordings. Azalea says my trainings are on her radio station weekly. I promised you a freebie, my 7 days of Xanadu. So you'll get my lead generation workshop, how to create the squeeze pages and post and boost. Okay, so I'm going to put, okay, everyone, this is the 7 days of Xanadu for the actual coaching program. So what you're going to get in the Xanadu for 7 days is what is a squeeze page, types of squeeze page, creating multi-property squeeze pages, seller squeeze pages, market report squeeze pages, single property squeeze pages, posting and boosting a squeeze page on Facebook, and getting support for your Facebook business and advertising accounts. And then the next one that I'm putting for everyone is a link directly to this new sales page